So, this is a journey of entrepreneurship. This is a journey of dreams. This is a journey to let you know that you can do whatever you desire. You can reach to any heights which you desire. Kabir here, an entrepreneur for 20 plus years. And now I do my cohorts. That is the longest cohorts. It is a 10-year cohorts, and I take 10 people every year to train. Apart from that, you have the early morning sessions from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. That is completely free, and it is building your habits in the half an hour, and half an hour you have the fitness by Abhinal and Jerry. So all my friends who has come, this is one thing I would always tell. Dream big, aim high, start small. Start very small that you can easily focus on what you're doing. Start very small that it is very easy for you to master it. Start very small so that you are able to build a discipline around it. And when you have all of these things set, you are ready to get your business to a high performance mode, and then it is going to scale up. Just focus on one thing and dream very big, and you're going to achieve it. So, once again, thanks for joining the room. And today, I'm having one of a person who has really introduced me or helped me grow to audio room. So I'm like very humbled to have you here, have her here. And apart from that, I have my senior and my junior from my engineering college here. And to take this meeting forward, I have my LinkedIn coach who helps me grow, Jasir Alavi, with us. So to take this meeting forward, I would love to call Jasir on the stage. Jasir, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kabir, and wonderful evening here. I hope you're all, here and you like the change in time. I hope you can already see more participants joining in, and I think it was a welcome thing to do. Switch time to evening. Try that. Um, Thank you all for joining. To please follow each other and connect with each other. Let me just remind you that if you'd like to come up, please raise your hands. Kabir will bring you up. But we'll have some discussions with the panelists, and then you can join in for a discussion. So today's topic is all about LinkedIn audio rooms, mastering audio events in LinkedIn. So we have a very distinguished guest here, Angelica Corral. She is a podcaster and a video interviewer. She's joining us from San Diego, California. Welcome, Angelica.
Thank you so much for having me, Jessica. I appreciate you and everyone that's in the room today. I first met Kabir through these audio rooms, and these audio rooms are a wonderful way to grow your following, but also to really get to know the people through conversation. And that's what I love, conversation. So I'll start off by saying a few things that are important to have when you're doing an audio room. And one of those things is to make sure that your profile is up to date so that people know what you do and who you are. That's one. Number two, make sure that you have a picture in your that identifies you so that people could know what to look for whenever they need to invite you to maybe their events, and vice versa, or when they need something from you. A face is needed. Also, make sure that you connect. So we have so many people in the audience, and I'm sure that all of us have something that we could share that could help someone else. So, what I usually ask is that everybody that's in the audience connect with each other, follow. And that's a really good way to get to know people. I as soon as people are in the room, I start following because that's the only way that we can share our message and also so we could know what message you have. So always share that we need to connect because that's what LinkedIn, we're linking in, no pun intended. Um, so those are just a few things. So many other things that are wonderful about having these audio rooms, and I just thought I'd mention those to start off. Thanks for letting me give a few tips. I love to have a conversation when we're in the room because I think that's the way we get to know each other and get to see what people are really interested in knowing. So, back over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Angelica. Those were like you really started off with a lot of tips. Thank you so much. And uh, we have here with us Rima. Um, Rima Speak. She's a BTech student at Visact, and she's a brand campus ambassador for Cisco. She's into IT stream technology. And we also have here with us Davis Anto, who's a wellness advocate and entrepreneur, and he's the founder of Davis and Rima. So, Davis, you've been to a few audio events. From what's your experience?
Hi everyone. Yeah, so this practically is, I think, my second audio room since Kabir and Jasir has introduced me to this concept. I think pre-COVID, it was always face to face. The style of business was always meeting people, getting into a meeting room, and then it's a face to face conversation. But after COVID, the business style, everything has changed, and I see myself sitting in my office room most of the day, getting into meetings and speaking to a lot of people online. And now I guess with the business that we are doing, which is more online business store and stuff, and where we have wellness talks, we're getting more into, as Angelica said, conversations with people around the world. So she's in the US, and you have people listening to you. So it's, I guess, this audio room is very important for us to get into, learn the best ways to prepare yourself. As she said, have a nice photo with you and have your profile all updated, because as soon as the event is over, I'm sure a lot of people will be looking at your profile and understanding more about you. So it's a very effective tool, I guess, and I'm learning to incorporate that into my business as we grow.
Yes, really insightful. Thank you so much, Davis. And Rima, how's your experience with being with LinkedIn so far and audio events?
Yeah, so hello everyone. Am I audible, Jasir? All good, right?
Yes, yeah, good.
Okay, okay, okay. So, first of all, welcome everyone to this audio event. So, myself being a student, my experience with LinkedIn, as you all know, like I am a student and now I'm with great, successful people who are here all around my seniors and all. So really happy to be here and getting a chance to speak what's in my mind. So I'm really excited. So all about LinkedIn is as a student or even a person who is trying to network with other people. LinkedIn is very important. Like as Angelica and Davis has said, the importance of keeping a photo and all the details very up to date. The confidence that people have to showcase ourselves, like what we do, what we love about, right? The confidence is very important. When we are like trying to connect with other people with our own strengths, we get an opportunity, or even we get a platform to grow more. Like, see, I wouldn't have got this opportunity if I didn't connect with Mr. Kabir. So I got a chance for it because one of my friends started attending his 6:30 a.m. Audio event. Okay. So using LinkedIn for connections and for such events grows your network very much, and you guys get to learn a lot of stuffs. As a student, I'm getting a lot of exposure via LinkedIn, and I hope everyone is having a great time in that case.
Thank you, Rima. And this is a great platform to learn as well. So we have experts like Angelica here, and uh, welcome John, Dinesh, and Frank. Before I come to you guys, I want to ask Angelica to uh, you know talk to us about uh, LinkedIn audio rooms, why it's so important, and people looking to network on LinkedIn, and I want to hear from her, how to start off.
Why it's important to have audio rooms is because you have a chance to meet someone face to face, so to speak, but here, or sound to sound, and you get to really hear what people are all about, what they want. You also, they also get to hear about you, and you can connect and help each other on a much more personal level. It's so much better than just reading a post because you actually hear the voice behind the person, and you get to hear their personality, which sometimes gets lost in translation in a post. I remember one time in a text, my friend was trying to communicate with her supervisor, and she wrote the text to her supervisor in capital letters because she thought maybe that's how how she wanted to ask her supervisor if that's how she wanted the text, or the for her to type out the correspondence she was writing for her. Well, her supervisor thought that she was yelling at her because that's what we usually think when you see a text in caps, right? The that you're yelling, but there was a that got lost in the translation in text. Whereas when you hear a voice, you would know because the person is not yelling, right? So there's it's a much better way to communicate your message and also listen to what the other person is about and what their message is and what their interests are. And when once you get to know what their interests are, then you know how to help them. And that's what we're here for, to help each other. So that's one of the main things that I'm seeing here on these audio rooms is it's a great way to get to know people, but it's also a great way to grow your audience and to grow your followers because people uh, I think the algorithm, LinkedIn algorithm, will post your things because they want people to communicate with each other. That's what LinkedIn is all about. So that's another reason why having these audio rooms are so great. And Kabir can attest to that because he's grown his audience just by being in these audio rooms. I understand he's doing the 100-day challenge. So I'm jealous. I think I'm going to do that too. So back over to you, Jasir. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
Thank you so much, Angelica. Really, really that. So, it's so much better than text, sure. And I've seen that when we switched to with Kabir, I've been hosting a few events with him now, and really seen that the amount of people that we can connect to, and genuine connections, has really, really gone up for me. I find the audio rooms to be really the next way to engage. Like posts were the thing, posts and articles. I think when you
Jasser, I think your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I guess he's having a connection issue.
Okay, Jasser, I'll take over from here. I think there's a connection issue. Just give it a try once more, or okay. I think Jasser is having a connection issue. There is a bit of a glitch that happens with LinkedIn nowadays. Uh, I think the same thing that's happening right now. So, can I see a like thumbs up
will
that
connect
whether I'm audible right now?
the machine and all that. So, Kabir, if you're there,
Yes, Jasser, I'm here. I think there's a bit of a
yeah,
glitch. So we will get
yeah, I
connected.
can't see you, so I was like, did he leave? Yeah. So, Kabir,
Yes.
tell us
Uh,
about
okay,
your
I'll take
experience. You
over.
attended more than 170, I think. Okay.
I'm reaching 200 audio rooms, events, if I'm not wrong. So, welcome once again, all the friends down there and all the speakers here. So, we have Aisha also down there. Aisha, you could raise your hand. She's a startup which we were expecting today. And before that, my journey in audio rooms. See, I have been mastering LinkedIn for the like I've been using it from 2006, if I'm not wrong. So after that, just after college or before college, somewhere around there. But I really started using it this January. So I was having like, if you take 10, 15 years, it was only for me, LinkedIn was just a resume or it was there. I haven't concentrated on that. So from this January or February, I started coming into LinkedIn, started using it. Then I understood that the whole LinkedIn algorithm has changed. The way we were looking at LinkedIn has changed. So what happened was that I started studying about LinkedIn, where I was somewhere near 1,000, like 2 months back or 3 months back. I reached 2,000. But in this last 3 months, I hired a person to coach me basically, so that LinkedIn is more about discipline. That's what I understand. You have to spend your time wisely. So the problem is that we as human, our priorities keeps on changing, right? And we miss it. So I took a coach, that is Jasir, so that, and I knew what to do. So I wanted someone to help me out. And within these 3 months, 2.5 months, we started working on LinkedIn, and there I could see is a great growth. So now I don't do much of an activity for my sales. All my sales funnel work on LinkedIn. Just fast forwarding 1.5 months back, I stumbled upon Angelica's room. So there was audio rooms going on which I was not aware of. So I went to that room. I just had a look at the room. Uh, I think before that 1 2 rooms I just went. I tried raising hands. No one ever let me in. But Angelica's room, when I raised my hands, she let me in. She gave me an opportunity to speak. Then after that, I think we have. I have a big tribe from Angelica who has been continuously like she's a superstar in podcast like LinkedIn events. So I got an opportunity to speak there. After that, I started going doing events, and my coach Jasir helped me to put up a 100 days event, because what I'm doing is that my mission is to reach to 100 million businesses, give them support through LinkedIn. So that was one thing I wanted to do. The medium was not LinkedIn, but then Jasir suggested me go for a 100 days event, which would improve you and which will help like. establish your brand. So that's one thing which I worked on. So that's this 100 days of high performance entrepreneurship series you see. And apart from this, I started a daily morning. I have a video event and an audio event. So from this, I started gaining more friends, more connections, and this started improving my overall followership. In the last 1.5 month, I think I'm reaching 5,000 now, almost 100 more to 5,000. And I've even got the top startup voice communication badge. So this is my experience all over. So the key thing which we have to concentrate is consistency. Then the other thing, see, LinkedIn is famous for is like in LinkedIn you have to work on your engagements, and mainly if someone would ask me what is the next thing to do, it would be carousel or your post with your personal stories. But I I'm not that fond of doing carousel or anything. I'm just focusing on audio rooms, but this is giving me a good set of followership and strong leads also. I get my consultations done, inquiries right away in the audio rooms. So each after each session, I get 1 to 2 people reaching me out for my consultations. So this is the power of the audio rooms which I've seen. It makes a huge impact. Jasri, other.
Yep. So that's really, it was nice working with Kabir. He had some of these ideas, big aims, and I'm happy that I've been able to contribute to his cause there. So, um, let's start the discussions. If let me call. I don't remember the exact order that you guys joined. I can see David, Frank, and Ali here. So let's. Um, I don't know which one. Let me just call one of you first. The three of you first. If I just want to remind the audience, if you'd like to speak, if you want to ask questions, we have a really specialists here from startups, entrepreneurs, and as well as Angelica, who is like a superstar in audio. So if you have any questions, please raise your hands. Kabir will bring you up, and then we can you join the discussion. So, Frank, do you have a question for us? Frank, if you're there, please um, go ahead.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm here just to listen and learn. I accidentally hit the raise hand button and instead of the react button to Angelica. Angelica.
You are funny, Frank. It's good to see you. I'm glad you came up so I could say good morning.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Right. So those who are new here in the LinkedIn audio events, yeah, you have the React button, raise the hand button. So React is where you can, send your hearts, claps or or a thumbs up, and raise hand to come up and speak. So yeah, um, David.
Afternoon, evening, morning, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Oh,
Great.
somebody's got some background sound there. Somebody wants to mute. Thank you. Awesome. Another pitfall of audio rooms. Make sure everybody's muted so you can hear everybody. Um, Really good experience of audio rooms, really interesting conversation. For me, I would say audio rooms are super important because they're global. They get people all over the world. I've met all types of people. A couple of people I've met Angelica. We've been in a couple of audio rooms. A couple of other people I've been in audio rooms with as well. It's just a really good forum to kind of get out there, network with people, see what people are about at an authentic level. You know, there are some people who are kind of like snake oil salesmen in audio rooms, which bores the absolute crap out of me at times. But it's good when there's genuine authenticity and genuine connection. It's super important. I've made some really interesting connections with people, just as a heart to heart level. Yes, there is the business advocacy for doing so, but this as a whole is a networking tool, and I think it's super important that you know when you're in these audio rooms, you make that genuine connection, and when you come away from an audio room, also to kind of have the follow up and just have it be genuine. you know, Again, you get some people who just reach out just for the numbers. It's about having the authentic connection. I think audio rooms are a really good way of doing that. Also, from an inclusion perspective as well, those who have accessibility issues are probably going to feel more comfortable being in audio rooms. So that's my 2 cents in a nutshell. Over to you, hosts.
Thank you, Dave. Yes, they're really, really important to have those authentic connections, and that's where the LinkedIn audio rooms really help. Right? You can form those connections just over an event or two. I mean, uh, like we mentioned, like he just connected with Angelica over audio event, and then he started his own, and Angelica is here. Coming to that, Angelica, what are your tips for start the beginners, the newbies?
What are my takes for people that are just starting an audio room?
Right,
Is that
right.
the question?
Yeah.
I would suggest when you're going to start an audio room, have somebody that you know or somebody that you would love to work with in an audio room that you feel like you could get along with well. Um, Host it with you because when you have the teamwork, you make the dream work. So I love this room because we have quite a few people on the stage, and everyone here is what makes it happen. We get to listen to your questions, your personalities, and we go further faster when we have collaboration. So that's one of the things that I would say is important. Collaborate with someone that you trust, and then talk ahead of time as to how you want the audio room to go. So one person can bring up people from the stage that have their hands up, and during that time, the other person could be talking, welcoming people that are in the room. For example, we have so many people that just came into the room, and one of the things that I think is important, and uh, um, Kabir's really good at doing that, is, for example, you welcome people that have come into the room, the audience, like Linda, Shanoj, Roberta, Zaina, uh, or is it Zainab, Kelly, Shakti, RP, Shijas, Eloho, Tim, Pavan, Hanzala, Gina, Shavankar, Dr. Suchi, Bernard, Thrish. So we have so many people in here, and I don't want to take over Kabir's job because I know he's the one who usually does that. So I just wanted to give an example that it's really important to greet everybody that's come into the room because it's like when somebody comes to your house, right? You don't just open the door and just have them sit down. You greet them, you welcome them. Thanks so much for coming. So that's what I would say. Thank everybody who's come into the room. Appreciate all of you for coming here, and all of you have value. Please make sure that you connect with each other because I'm sure one of you or all of you have something that you could offer. Those are a few things that I would say. Back over to you, Jasir. Any other questions?
Sure, we have more. I'll just let the audience ask a few. Um, Ali Mohsen, if you have a question.
Yeah, it's not a question really. It's just my reflection. You see, when we talk about this new feature on LinkedIn, the audio events, it takes me back to the time when There was BlackBerry Messenger, and iPhone launched iMessage, and people did not know how to work those things. So I see lots of audio calls, but it has to be purpose driven. For example, I'll try to explain myself. I see Rima Siddiq here, BTech student, QSAT, Cisco. So, I mean, if she has a problem that is a common problem for a lot of people on LinkedIn, for example, she's having difficulties in managing her boss or somebody, a lot of people feel nervous and it's a lot of pressure when they have to give presentations to the higher management. So, I think the agenda of the audio call has to be clear. And we must not also, the key focus should not be how many people are attending the audio call. It has to be outcome driven. For example, if there is a problem that a lot of people face in their day to day lives, not just lives, let's put a commercial aspect to it. Somebody, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm having challenges in scaling up. How do I scale up? My current weakness is global logistics. So if I could find an audio room where this very problem is being discussed, this can save my life. This can set my career on the right path. It should not be about, you know, when things go personal branding and followers, that just becomes a side product. It's a side benefit that you keep getting. But we're gonna have to make sure that we use these audio rooms. The best thing, I love the feature, and a lot of people do not talk about it. I have learned so many cultures. Ethics vary from, in Pakistan, where I belong from. If a man tries to shake a hand of a woman, it is deemed disrespectful. But in the West, it's different. It's just a very small example that I'm giving. But the beauty of these audio events is that I have learned so many cultures, and I feel like a global. It feels like I have won a Nobel Prize. I'm a global citizen. Wherever I go, I would not look like a fool. But coming back to the point that I wanted to make, if you could please take the initiative, be the pioneers of setting the culture, setting the tone of these audio meetings, make it purpose driven, and do not make it generic. Because the audience, I'm sure there are around 38 people listening. Their question should be, what is my takeaway from this audio call? What did I take away? We're all here to earn money. Let's there are no two opinions about it. Everybody is here on LinkedIn to make money, to meet ends, to pay the bill. So that's what I
Definitely,
want to say.
definitely.
That is my question and comment. So over to the host. I hope I made some sense. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for that. I see where you're coming from, and like we have really a good purpose behind what we are hosting right here. And I think like it's about introducing LinkedIn audio rooms to people who are new here, and helping them, with understanding it, and how can they leverage the new tools here. So. Speaking about that, Jyotika, you've been hosting a few events. So, uh, tell us your experience so far.
Hi, Jasser. A very good evening. Good evening, Angelica, Ali, Davis. Again, good evening, first of all, to everyone who's present here. And what a turnout. I'm so happy to see all of you. So, I think what Ali said kindly resonates with what I'm going to say next is that, first of all, before I answer your question, Jasser, is that our purpose was to reach out to as many people as possible, isn't it? And that's the whole point of the 100 days, 100 events. And I think that's exactly what we're doing. Changing our timing from morning till evening, it's bringing in more people, and we want to reach out to as many as possible. So, absolutely on the dot. So, thank you very much, Ali, for bringing up that topic so I could actually finish it off. Um, Jasser, my experience. Now, I think we've kind of done what 22 events, including the pre-curtain raiser, the pre-audio event. I mean, the pre
Right, right. Yeah,
sessions that we had,
22.
right? 22 of
Yeah,
them, if I'm not mistaken.
right.
Well, for me, this was something new. I've told my story multiple times, and this was something that was introduced by Kabir, and I would like to thank you, Kabir, for doing that because I now enjoy my time here. And Angelica, thank you for introducing Kabir to this whole concept of audio rooms and making him an expert. So he has actually transferred that energy to us, and I've had a ball. I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed myself hosting for a few reasons. One is obviously for me it was very important to understand what this entire system was, which I understood quite well. Secondly, reaching out to a lot of people. I think this is the best platform to reach out to a lot of people. And I always say, there are human beings behind this picture that you see, and each one of them want to speak, want to understand who you are, and want to know what you do. Now, imagine you're being able to reach out to that person in a platform like this and actually speak to them is a big thing. I mean, for me, it's really because I believe that human, we are social animals, right? We love connecting to people, and I think that's the way you grow. So putting the voice into that picture that you have is an amazing way to do it. So for me, the 22 days of hosting the show has been excellent, and I'm back again, Jasser here. Jasser,
Jyotika,
well,
I
don't
think
tell. He, I
you
think
can
Jasser
take over
left,
the session.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
I think he left it. Right.
Yeah, no, he's having he was traveling, so there's a glitch
Okay.
happening. So,
All right.
you're the next person on. we,
All right.
this
All right. He
the
actually
so
took it literally and he left.
no. The thing is that he's traveling, so there's a
Right.
bit of a
Okay.
glitch. So I'll just
Okay.
introduce everyone. Let me take my time to introduce Jyotika here. Jyotika is my communication coach, and as you all know, we are working on this 100-day, 100 audio rooms to reach 100 million people around the world. So that's a really big dream, and I wanted someone to believe me to start the journey. So these are few people who are really working hard to make this happen. And Jyotika is my communications coach, so she helps me like ready for the podcast. And this is two people from my team, and going forward you will see all others. So Jyotika, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Kabir, and thank you for that introduction. That's a small intro about me, what I do, and who I am. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and we need to connect with each other. That's what I believe in, and I have a few questions for the panelists who are here. So let me start with Angelica. Angelica, I heard you say so many things. That's so beautiful, and each time you come up to speak, the voice and the way you put up things really connects with me so beautifully. And I like your kindness in which you speak. So I have a question for you here. Now, uh, LinkedIn, we just spoke about things that work or what has to work or it has to be purpose driven. So, what, according to you, really works, or what are the key components of a successful LinkedIn audio event?
The key components of a successful LinkedIn video event is first, you have to invite the people before the event. So that's number one. You start with that. Um, and you look for a title that's going to be interesting and bring value. That's number two. Another component is connecting with the people in the room. And we have a few people up here on stage: Hanzada, Amin, Muazzam, Brian, Aisha, you, Ali, David, Frank, Davis, Rima. Wow, we got a lot. And Kabir. Everyone here is making a difference in somebody's life with the things that we say. So it's so important to think about what are we saying that can really bring value and change a person's life for the better. Those are some of the key components, and always welcoming your audience as well. I didn't get to say hello to everybody, but I want to finish by saying hello to Shahid, Sami, Ayelet, C.A. Ankit, Denike, Akbar, Mamu, Diamante, Kilsi, Maksuda, Lay, Anthem, Orit, Salman, Robert, Dr. Sujit, and I'm back with Shavankar. So I think I'm up to date on. Jasir's in the audience. You got to bring him back up. That happens with LinkedIn. Sometimes we get kicked out of the room, and we have to make our way back up. And I'm sure Kabir will bring Jasir back up unless he wants to be down there for a while. So, we have Therma that's wanting to come up. So, really, another thing that's a key component is really listening to everyone on stage and what they have to say, and really taking an interest, because people are the most important thing here. And the way we connect is by really caring and really listening and looking for a way that we can help everyone in the room. So back over to you. Thanks so much for the question.
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you very much. And thank you for welcoming each one of them in the audience. And again, welcome Tim, Mahmood, Wala, Pavan, Dr. Jagdish. Warm welcome to our room. And I hope you're enjoying this session here. I have a question now, or rather, it's not a question. I'll open the floor now for the other panelists that we have here, or the audience who are here. Brian, are you listening to me, Brian?
I am, yes.
Right. Ryan, do you have a question or do you want to say something?
I would like to contribute to this because I've I have not hosted an audio event on LinkedIn, but I have been part of a number of different audio events on LinkedIn, and I think that learning about it from LinkedIn experts myself has been very beneficial. I'm a veteran of social audio, having been on Clubhouse for over 2 years. But what I really like about LinkedIn is it's definitely more intentional here. Definitely more intentional in terms of like the professional side, but also a little bit of the personal side as well. And the rooms are timed, and there's a limit of people on stage, and you really have to provide value if you're sharing in somebody's room, and really put together a few people if you're going to do a room for yourself to either A, have a lot of content for the people that are coming, or B, have other people that can help you with the room. So, just a little bit about me. I'm from the U.S. I'm a marketing administrator for a nonprofit in central New Jersey, and I'm also an autism influencer. So I do a lot of videos about not just how it affects myself being on the spectrum, but other people as well. And and so and I'm also an aspiring speaker. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm definitely not the most polished speaker all the time, but I do the best that I can with that. I I am just speaking in real time. A lot of times, there are times where it is polished, especially if I'm recording a video and just recording a few seconds. But then other times, it takes a little bit to figure out what I'm saying. So, but that is me in a nutshell. And thank you for the space today, Kabir, and to everybody helping Kabir. Um, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for sharing your experience on Clubhouse. And I really hope that you start doing it in LinkedIn as well and sharing your knowledge and as well as your presence. I'm sure it's going to make a big difference. Now, I have a question, Brian. Since you mentioned that you've been in Clubhouse for more than 2 years, and do you think that there is something, there is a particular content that will work well for LinkedIn audio events? Like panel discussions or interviews or solo presentations? Which format do you like, and what have you been doing for the past 2 years?
Um, well, I think that, well, first, I will say that there have been some people who have brought their Clubhouse shows to LinkedIn Audio or are about to, because Clubhouse has been changing a lot. I personally never really hosted a lot of rooms on Clubhouse. Uh, it just wasn't really the right platform for me to host something, because I couldn't dedicate hours to running a space like some people did. Uh, because I don't live by myself and I have a regular job. But what I will say is that it did propel me into doing reels, and it propelled me into at least being an amateur podcaster. And I I did some shows for a while on wisdom, and then I started doing shows on an app called Fireside last year until they took abruptly took myself and other people's creator tools away at the end of August. Um, so, um, but to say all of that, um, yeah, usually my podcast has something to do with autism, and I also mix in what's been going on with me as well in terms of some of the events I've attended, because I want people to know that people with autism can get out there. So, um, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. I mean, I jumped around to a lot of different spaces on Clubhouse, so I was sort of a hop in, hop out person. Uh, but I connected with a lot of people in spaces both small and big.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Well, I think each one of us will have to first try the audio event and see what works best for you and the topic. So that's the best way to get started. I'd like to take the opportunity to now welcome Carl, Lashundra, Roman, Dr. Leslie, Edinike, Sakshi, warm welcome. Muhammad, Kilse, a warm welcome to the room. And if any one of you would like to join to the speaking panel, please feel free to raise your hand so we can pull you up. We have another 10 minutes to go and we're going to make it as quick as possible. We have Muazzam and Aisha here. Muazzam, I don't know who came first. I'm so sorry if I'm picking one of you in the wrong order, but would you like to say something, Muazzam? I think we'll do it as quick as possible. If you can speak for the next 1 minute, that would be great. Muazzam,
Sure. First of all, thank you very much. It seems like I'm being very lucky these days
could you be a
because,
little louder, Muazzam? We
I,
cannot hear you.
okay, can you hear me? Uh, am I
You got to
audible
be a
now?
little louder. It's still very
Okay.
low.
Okay? Now, can you guys,
Can the others hear him?
hello? Okay. Okay. Now,
Yes.
I hope
Yes.
you can
Yes, it's
hear me.
better. Better. Yes,
Okay.
it's better.
Uh, okay. First of all, I think I'm being very lucky these days because LinkedIn is treating me very well these days because I never thought of course, I'm being a kind of a social media user, which normally listen to so many podcaster based upon so many different topics. But I never thought that there might be something related to a business community. And first of all, I never thought that LinkedIn is going to have that kind of a feature where a business community will collaborate with one another, and they are going to share their ideas with them, with other people, and they can come together to solve a common problem. And that's how the ideas bring into the realities, and that is the kind of product we have been using in our daily on daily basis. So I think I'm being very fortunate. Thank you first of all for inviting me into this podcast. I think I would love to keep getting these kind of invites, and as it's my first podcast as a listener, and now as a speaker as well. So I would like to take an opportunity to say that because we are on LinkedIn on a one sole purpose, and that is get connected with the same mindset of people. So for example, if I belong to an information technology, I would love to I would love to connect with the people which belongs to the same community, because we might going to have the same kind of problems which I'm right now unable to solve, but I'm sure that someone around the globe might have already solved it. So rather than I should be investing my time reading different kind of a books, of course, with due respect to the books and the authors, they are equally precious as well. But right now the time is money. So if I'm going through with the problem, and if I'm going to get connected with some of the people which have already solved that kind of problem, that eventually is going to help me be a good person, or be a good boss, be a good entrepreneur, be a good an employer, you can say that. So I think it's a very good initiative, and all the kudos and all the claps to the people who actually took this initiative. I think that leads me to the final verdict, and that's it, that there are some superheroes still living in the market between us, apart from that Marvel and DC's. But I think there are some superheroes who thinks out of the box, who took the initiative without taking care of, or without thinking about that it might get failed. So I think it's very brave effort. So kudos to the whole panel, kudos to the whole people who actually bring up that idea and give us an opportunity to talk about it. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Moazam. I think we all can be super people, right? There's a superman or a superwoman in each one of us. It's just a matter of collaborating with people and getting it out. So thank you, Moazam. Let's move on to Aisha. Aisha, we have very little time left, but you could probably speak for the next 1.5 minutes and tell us what you have to say.
No, actually, I'm glad to see everyone here, and it's first time I'm coming to this LinkedIn audio event. Of course, I was there in Clubhouse last year and all, and the thing is, all these are very good because we connect with more people. After all, networking expands our contact spheres and also give us good businesses, and also we learn a lot. Every individual, I always see that whatever they speak, when we listen to them, we learn a lot. We learn everything, every mannerism, and hope this will be helpful for us, everyone. And sure, with Kabir sir and Jasser, Angelica, everyone, we all are there with you for hosting, for events, for panels, and everything. Anyway, glad to meet you all and also be with you in ahead for your mastering audio journey. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Aisha. Lovely to know that. I'll now move on to Amin. Amin, I'm not very sure if you spoke today. Would you like to say something quickly
Yeah,
for
I
1 minute?
was.
Hi, hi, Amin.
Hi, hi all. I just want to give you some experience that I have with the audio events. I just got to know about the audio events past 1 week. It's a pop morning section by this team that's run by Kabir PC, and it's a wonderful section. I got to know about so many guys that who are working hard every day in the morning. It's not that's easy for waking in the morning and doing 10 minutes of meditation and other 20 minutes for writing your task. That's greatly helped me. I'm super productive right now, and I have got some chance to connect with some people like Shahid from Codafin. And yeah, this mostly helping me with my mentors. And also KBPC is my senior as well. He's helping me mostly through my characters, my startups, and so many things. Guys, those who are first, who's a new in this audio event, try it. It's going to help you a lot. That's it. That's what I want to share. Thank you, Jyotika,
Thank
for
you.
giving me
Thank
this
you
chance.
very much. I'm so glad that you are benefiting from the morning session, and I'd like to let everyone know what Amin is actually speaking about. And now Kabir and team, they're hosting an event in the morning, every morning at 5 o'clock Dubai time and 6:30 India time. There is a meditation session, and then followed by your task writing session. It's basically the whole idea is to get into a routine. So what he believes is entrepreneurship begins from having the right mindset and the right routine that will help you to achieve a lot of other things. So this is followed by a motivation session that's done by me, followed by a fitness morning for 20 minutes by Abin Alincheri, who's actually a Mr. Kerala and is also Mr. UAE. So please do attend the online sessions. Please get connected with Kabir, and I'm sure you can get the notification and join us every morning. So let's move on to Thurman now. Thurman, I hope you're there, Thurman.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Thurman. Please share with us what you
Okay.
have to say in the next 2 minutes.
All right, I'll try to make it even shorter than 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I think what everybody's been giving out is really good practical advice, and I agree with a lot of what I was hearing here today about making a good audio room. So I have an audio room. I've only turned it on like 2 or 3 times, but I've attended more audio rooms than I've put on mine. I'm actually waiting to do something, but from a spectator's point of view, so like as a fan of audio rooms, my advice is really more of an opinion, and it's two things. So one, I personally think that to have a successful room, it should be entertaining, because it's hard for me to absorb information if I'm not like having a good time. So like if I'm bored and somebody's giving out really good information, I may or may not absorb that the way that I need to. But if I'm at like a training session and the trainer's like, real loose, real comfortable, real engaging, then I could soak up a lot of what that trainer's saying with no problem. So I think making your room entertaining, and that's why I say it's an opinion, because that's just for me personally. I don't want to encourage people to start now trying to be wacky at their audio rooms. I'm just saying, if I'm having a good time, I really, really enjoy that room. This is from a spectator's point of view. And then number two, I really like rooms where the host or multiple hosts are really like MCing. So like they're a master of ceremonies. So the ceremony is the audio event, and they have to control the whole thing. So the other day I was in an audio meeting, an audio room, and there was this guy in there who just was bogarting the microphone, like just talking and talking and talking and talking. And I think the master of ceremonies, as I call them, the MC, they should like be able to be like, all right, I'm gonna mute this person's mic, or I'm gonna take them off the stage. Maybe respectfully ask them that, yo, you gotta stop, because there's a whole bunch of other people that want to talk, and you're messing up the vibe of the room. So that's it. I just was, as a spectator, I think being entertaining and having that MC really manage the room properly is the audio events that I enjoy. That's it. That's all I
Thank
got.
you. Thank you, Thurman. And you've brought out two important points. And I thank you for that, because that's the whole objective of our sessions here. We like to be as fun as possible. However, you said that it also depends on what the topic is, but emceeing is so important. So we focus on finishing the sessions on time. And that's why we are now at 8:30 Indian time, and that's about 7 o'clock Dubai time. So it's now time for me to close. Before closing, I'd like to move on to Sakshi. Sakshi, if you can quickly tell me what is your takeaway, and if you want to say anything here before I close the session.
Yeah, thanks, Jyotika ma'am. Hello, Kabir. So, yeah, I will be very short and precise. So, definitely, for me personally, audio events are something which is very, very, really helpful. I even a lot of people in on the listening mode or in the speaking panel, I really know a lot of them, and they know me just because the audio events I attended. To be honest, I've never conducted or hosted my own audio event yet, but I'm soon planning to. But the thing is that when you share share your knowledge on your audio event, you get to know. But it's not always that you say now that if you're the dumbest person in the room, you got to learn from everyone. I feel that whenever I enter any audio event room, I feel like, just learning from everybody and getting knowledge. Plus, I feel that, being visible on LinkedIn is also important, and this gives me visibility also. I started getting DMs of, like, that we've seen you in a lot of audio events, so can we connect? So that gives me a little confidence and pleasure. So that was my key away, Chatika ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure you'll be famous one day and achieve what you want to achieve. So, thank you very much to everyone who's attended this event and to the audience who have just joined us. Unfortunately, we are just on our way to close the session, but it was a beautiful event. I know there's a lot of takeaways, still a lot of things to discuss. We have Zarar here. Hi, Zarar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I just saw you here. I'm so sorry. I just saw you. Would you like to say something before I actually head towards closing the session?
Yeah, because I know. Yeah, my part is like success is understanding of obstacles and its analogy. When I joined back, it was rented every day for me, and showing up for some time for everybody in every event was like was the right mindset. So you could say it, rhyme set, time set, I set, goal set, beat anything. Let's take an example of like how we start fitness every day, like how you guys are doing every morning. And let's start, and in the fitness we start with thighs, then moving on to biceps and triceps, so slowly. So being fail was just another milestone for me achieved, first attempt in learning, you could say that way. And it's you who's going to choose fair as face everything and rise, or face everything and run. So I'm great with adventures, and I'm really loving these audio events. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Zarar, for that motivating words before we get our session closing. Yes, it's all about being in the right place, the right vibe, and you can roll and rock and roll anywhere, any place, and that's exactly what you're doing. So this has been a real beautiful session. I feel like there's a lot more things to discuss in this, but because of time constraint, we probably will be having another session as a follow-up session for this one. But I'd like to remind everyone that audio events is a great way to connect with each other. At the end of the day, it's not a job to sit and connect with people, but enjoy the process. Audio events is a place where you can connect, collaborate, and share your like-mindedness, share those topics that you want to discuss. If you're shy to even share your thoughts, try doing it. Try attending an audio event and being the speaker even for 1 minute. You never know, you will be soon starting your audio event. Having said that, thank you
Good.
to each one of yes.
Real sorry. I'm really sorry to interrupt, but can you drop the links to that audio room that you're talking about that you do every morning?
Yes,
Can you put it
yes,
in the
Thurman, we
comments?
will, yes. Are you connected with Kabir, Thurman?
Not, but I will right now.
Please do, because you'll get the notification when he starts off the morning session, the live session. Because the other one is actually, Kabir, could you just shed some light on the fitness session? How does it happen? It's a live stream, right?
I was talking about the meditation and tasks.
Yeah,
Yes, meditation.
so
If you can connect, yeah,
when I'm
please.
closing, I'll explain. Don't worry.
All right.
And
So
then
let
now
me
you
just
can tell.
quickly. Well, I'll leave it to Kabir to tell that. But Jasir, thank you very much for starting the session. I'm so sorry that you had to drop out and I had to jump in. But I'm sure the audience have enjoyed both of our presence out here. Davis, thank you very much for being our host and guest today. I mean, for being our guest today, and we have enjoyed Thurman, Amin, Ali, David, Aisha, Muazzam, Sakshi, Brian, Zarar, Rima. Thank you very much for your participation and for the audience who've listened to us for the past 1 hour. With that, it's bye-bye, goodbye from my side, and I hand over the stage back to Kabir.
I like how you said my name, Zarar. Thank you, Jyotika.
I'm so sorry, Zarar. All right. Over to you, Kabir.
Yes, Jyotika. Akbar, sorry, since the time has passed 6 minutes, I'm very sorry I didn't put you onto the stage. But tomorrow, same time we are having, and I'm sure I'll take you first tomorrow. I am missing Angelica. Is it only for me or there's a
She's
few
not.
glitches going on LinkedIn?
I can see.
She
I can
dropped.
see her too.
She dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
So she was our main guest for today. So, friends, we have.
She's
I'm
back.
putting Angelica. We were missing you. Like we wanted the takeaway points from you. Hello.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the room, so I just decided to come back on in.
That can't happen. Today is your room, so you were our guest today. So,
Thank you for having me as a
the
guest.
last words from you, Angelica. The last words from you.
Oh, the last words that I have to say is I love what everybody had to share today. And I really love what Thurman talked about, the Mike Bogarter. We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to speak. And that's why when people want me to speak, I like a more conversational style because I think it could get kind of monotonous when one person's just doing all the talking. So I agree totally with what Thurman had to say, and I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody and working with whoever is available and would like to work with me because I think that we can learn from each other, and I really have a great time. I love the part where Thurman also mentioned wacky. He says you don't have to be wacky. Well, sometimes wacky is good. So I love it. So I'm just looking forward to connecting. I love all of you guys. You all have something to bring to the table. You all matter. And I can't wait for us to get together again and talk. So back over to you, Kabir. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Angelica. So, coming to the end of the session. So, just follow me in the events. I will be in the event comment. I'll be putting tomorrow's events like the 10 minutes of silence, and after that, 20 minutes of your habit building, and after that, 30 minutes of fitness which in which Jyotika will be taking, bringing you daily motivations. So this is for all you out there, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, businesses. We are there to support you, and this is what we can. And all of you can start making this gesture and let make this world a better place to live in. Where entrepreneurs can create more and more jobs so that there is no struggle coming in. Reaching to the end of the session, as I always tell, dream big, aim high, start small. Dream very big that even you think of it for the first time, you should be afraid. How am I going to reach there? But never worry on that. Aim so high, and I'm sure you will reach there. But for all of these things, you have to start very small. Do only that thing you're very best at. After that, just collaborate on all other things which is not that one skill of yours. Do it daily. Keep repeatedly doing on it. Chisel yourself. Be disciplined. Be focused. And one day, I'm going to see that unicorn in you, that high performance entrepreneur in you. And that is my dream. With lots of love, repeating it once again. Dream big, aim high, start small. Telling this, I would like to thank today's main speaker, Angelica, then the moderators today, Jasir and Jyotika taking it up when there was a glitch. That is what entrepreneurship is about, and that is what startup is about. So you don't know what is going to happen, and you're ready to take the baton when one of your teammates is going through a tough time. So, and apart from that, I would like to thank Rima and Davis. He had to go because of another meeting. And all other listeners who came up to speak, Ali Mohsin, Aisha, Amin, Thurman, Sakshi, my friend Zarar, and all others down there. With lots of love, I'm ending the session from for today. So waiting for all of you to come tomorrow. And if you can, just share this to three of your friends. This will make our journey a bit more easier. So if you can do that, we'll come
Mhm.
with few daily topics to educate you on entrepreneurship and startups. So sorry for delaying it 12 minutes. From tomorrow onwards, I'll make sure it'll end on time. With lots of love, signing off, pckabeer. In the count of three, the room is going to get closed.
Thank
So
you,
every
Kabir. Thank you,
panelist can tell
everybody.
bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you. Bye
Jyotika.
bye.
Thank you,
Bye to
Nitin. Thank you,
everyone.
Aisha.
Bye,
Bye.
Puneet.
Love
Bye,
you
Kabir.
all.
Bye.
One.
Angelica.
Bye bye.